Okay, hey everybody. Paramore. Okay. Hey everybody. So, Techie 101 here. I am sitting in a fucking freezing parking lot. Well, I mean, the parking lot's not freezing. In fact, it's only 38 degrees, so technically it's not freezing. Technically, 38 degrees Fahrenheit, that's like, I don't know, like 5 Celsius. I don't know. Water freezes at 0. That's so out there for American degree system. Whatever. Anyway, we're gonna go see the interview tonight. I just got out work, so I'm waiting on my friend, and when he gets here, we're gonna go see the interview and see what all the hubbub's about. I've gotten a lot of people saying, like, oh god, the interview is the greatest movie ever, you're gonna love it, Seth Rogen's James Franco's fucking amazing. Then I got other people saying, like, oh my god, Techie, don't watch the interview, it's the most horrible piece of shit, you'll never like it. Here's the thing, I don't care. I don't care if it's the best movie I've ever seen this year. I don't care if it's the worst movie I've ever... I'm fairly confident it's not going to be the best movie I've ever seen this year. But it's certainly probably not going to be the worst. But even if it is, that's not why I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go see it for 2 reasons. Number one, this movie is going to be probably infamous for many years. I shouldn't say infamous. It's not, maybe not infamy. It's not really technically a bad movie, but it's going to be famous for causing, nearly causing an international incident, or international crisis, or small little disagreement, I guess we should say. I mean, there's gonna be people talking like 30 years from now, probably like, yeah, there was this one little country this one time, it was called North Korea. I'm assuming that in 30 years North Korea is not gonna be around anymore, because let's be honest here, people, don't really think there are gonna be. Probably gonna get bombed for saying that now, but no, you know, like 30 years, they're gonna be like, yeah, there's this little country called North Korea, and one time they had enough power to almost make Sony discontinue a feature-length production. I think it's like the only feature-length, like, multi-million-dollar, you know, movie that's just been, like with A-list actors, that's just been, like, cut, you know, or was considering just to be cut from theaters, because they spent, you know, how many millions of dollars on this thing that they were just going to get cut. So it's gonna be a subject of discussion for a number of years. It's gonna be put like a footnote. You know how you flip through your history books, and like at the bottom of the page there's like little fun facts about history that don't really matter. They're just kind of there just to, you know, clue you in on the time period. Yeah, in about 30-40 years, that's what the interview is going to be. It's going to be a little cliff note. But yeah, I don't really like Seth Rogen. I mean, I saw Pineapple Express, but it wasn't like I enjoyed Pineapple Express. Like, holy crap, it's the best movie ever. It's good. This Is the End. That was probably the best movie I liked him in, was This Is the End. Probably the best one. But yeah, beyond that, but that was only because he had like an A-list. Oh, there's my friend right now. Let's go see what's up with him, shall we, ladies and gentlemen?
I got these ahead of time. I asked my parents. My parents work right next to the theater we're going to. Ask them to get these because there's only one showing.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I was worried about that. I was gonna just straight up ask you, hey, I'm going to work. Can you order the tickets for me? I'll give you money later.
Yeah. So you just give me money.
But yeah, I posted on my fan page. I'm gonna go see it, and people are like, "Don't get bombed."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll try, guys. I don't know. Yeah. Like, well, if a guy comes in the theater and is like, hey, I'm gonna bomb you guys, like, oh no, I was warned about this. I gotta try not to get bombed.
My guess is if I'm my expectations, I think it's gonna be really funny, and it's the fact that it's now swirled in controversy makes it better.
That's why I want to see it. There's people there. I think somebody left a comment. Yeah, it was Yusuf. Yusuf's my friend. Sounds Indian. I don't know. I want to say he's Indian, but he might just be living in America and have an Indian type name. I don't even know if that's an Indian name. But anyway, he was like, don't see the interview. It's horrible. Don't see it. The jokes are crap. You're going to be wondering what the hell James Franco's on the entire movie. Well, James Franco's always on something, but yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to see it because it's good. I'm not going to go see it because it's like I have high expectations or I have low expectations. I'm going to go see it just because it's almost caused an international freaking incident. And I think
Korea, like, how much of a baby can you be? I mean, it's a
satirization
of comedy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a real plot. Like, they just need to get over themselves.
Yeah.
In fact, it was actually supposed to come out in October.
Now,
but it was delayed because they apparently cut part of Kim Jong-un. Oh, spoiler! Part of Kim Jong-un's death scene out. They cut part of that. They digitally altered thousands of pins that soldiers in North Korea were wearing to make it like less offensive or provocative, or whatever. They did these things to try to make it more sensitive.
Some poor bastard, some poor editing guy, you know, and I want to go into this field. They had to get some poor bastard to go in
pissed if you did that and the movie got
digitally remaster. I mean, I'm sure he had a team. They weren't going to get this. Hey, Bill, we got to have you, like,
I need this done by Monday.
digitally alter, like, all the people in this crowd of 10,000 people. Have that fun by Monday. That'd be great. But yeah, but even assigning a team of people to do that is freaking ridiculous, and then have the movie almost canceled. And you said, I said it's because of Obama that they're airing it. You said that's not the case. That might not be the whole reason, but you have to admit, the president of the freaking United States of America coming on and saying they shouldn't have done that, that had to have some effect.
Well, I think it was a combination of things. They were getting, bad press. Pretty much everyone. I didn't see anyone on TV or news that said they made the right decision. And they had one of their, Sonny had one of their legal guys on one of the Sunday shows, and he said that the reason they canceled it overall was because, so many theaters had already canceled it. So, then they decided to pull the whole thing.
I'll admit, I was not going to see that. Before this thing happened, I wasn't going to see it.
I was going to see it.
I wasn't going to see it.
It was funny.
Because like I said, I don't care much for Seth Rogen or James Franco. I just wasn't going to care. That the premise was interesting.
Why don't you like them?
I don't know. I just, that kind of stoner kind of comedy, I never really enjoyed very much.
They're the shit, man. Neighbors was hilarious.
Shit, really?
They are the shit.
Okay.
Yes. Neighbors was hilarious. This is the end is hilarious. Okay, ask your fans if they like them, and we'll see who wins this battle.
You don't want to start this argument. My fans are ravenous creatures.
Okay, well...
Pretty sure 90% of them are vampires.
Okay, well, bite me then.
You're gonna die tonight,
I went there.
You went there. Or shoot you in the face if you're Alucard. Ha! Hellsing reference, anime joke.
Look at the windmills up there.
You don't know
what? Lighting up, it looks like Christmas.
Actually, yeah, you can kind of make it out in the camera a little bit. All those blinky lights, those are all windmills.
Yeah, we're energy efficient.
Oh, not really, because the factory that made them all kind of, went bankrupt. But aside from that, so
we survived.
We survived. Yeah, the place didn't get blown up, and then boom, the whole thing just blows up in the background. Whoa, slow motion, shrapnel burning my face off. Spoilers for later on, after this point.
Can I drive with that there?
I would prefer you don't. But this will be quick. It'll be quick. Right. Let's just do it by 12:40, I guess. But the basic idea is that I love this fucking thing. I don't know why you some people are saying oh man, you're not gonna like it. It's crap or whatever. I thought it was hilarious. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I told you.
I know. Well, no, you didn't. You didn't see it.
I told you it was going to be funny.
You said it would be funny.
Because I've seen these guys' movies before.
Let me put it this way. It's a comedy. Any movie I've ever seen that's been marketed... Okay, let me rephrase that. Any big-budget movie that's been marketed as a comedy, I'm going to laugh at least a couple times. Even some movies I didn't genuinely like. But no, I like this. And by the way, the guy that said to me, oh, James Franco, he's whacked out of his mind throughout this entire movie. You're just going to be wondering, what the fuck? No, seriously, you are. Because this guy looks like he literally... Funny. He looks like... No, not even that. He looks like every scene he was in, he acted like he just dropped acid. It's Mr. Franco, we need you on the set. And okay, dude. Okay. Whoa, let's do this. Whoa. And that was my James Franco impression, because that's how he is. But no, he was after a while though, you for a little bit there, it's he hits his character, because at one point, early on in the movie, he takes ecstasy or something, so I'm oh, that's just his character. But then it gets a little annoying, and then after that though, you just realize that's the performance he's going with, that's just what he's sticking to this entire movie, so you just kind of roll with it. But yeah.
What's your rating on 1 to 10?
I would probably give it in terms of I'd probably give it a 7. That's good for me. I don't get anything. I don't give everything a 10, because saying that giving something a 10, perfection is fleeting. But I would give it a 7, maybe an 8.
I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. Probably.
I would definitely. There were two. Well, you were in the bathroom, but these two guys walked out and they were hanging out, and then talking, and then they left. And they said, "Dude, the reviews for that movie were shit. I'd definitely see that again." So I'm yeah, I would too, totally.
Well, their reviews were I think it has a 48 or something.
Yeah, he was talking about that.
But yeah, wow. I mean, yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I was thinking ahead of time, I'm gonna be thinking about all the controversy during it, but I really wasn't the whole time. I was more I was invested in the plot and everything. It's funny, but there's some actually legit intense moments.
Well, that's the thing. You sit back and you think for a second. It's this is a movie that's talking about an issue that's current in the world. There's movies before, parodying movies on stuff that's already there's parodying movies on
Sorry for yawning.
It's okay. About issues that have already been closed and stuff like that, the Cold War and shit. But this is something that's current right now. The only thing I was thinking the entire movie is that at some point the actual Kim Jong-un needs to watch this. I want Get like a translated version for him. Oh, dude, that'd be great. Yeah, and he is portrayed as little more of a than a fanboy in this movie, and it's revealed later that's like a charade, but still, it's just hilarious. It's like if they made a movie about the Holocaust, and they portrayed Hitler as like a rapper or something, and he wears the hat backwards, and he's just like, you know, just completely out of character of how you think this character would act, how this person would act. That's how Kim Jong-un acts. Yeah, that's great. And oh, speaking of rappers, Eminem was in this. In one of the earlier moments, which was actually one of the that was pretty funny. Like the first scene of the movie is that James Franco is a talk show host for like one of those annoying ass celebrity like True TV, not True TV, EMZ or something. TMZ, right. That's it. TMZ. You know those people that just all they talk about is like celebrities and their bullshit, which I hate those fucking I hate those fucking things. But you know, satirizing in a movie, I guess it works. So, you know, he's interviewing Eminem for that, and Eminem's just going on this, like, monologue about his lyrics, and he's just like, well, you know, people think I'm talking about elderly people, I'm really talking about something else. When people think I'm talking about gay, that's just because I'm gay. And he just keeps on going, and it's funny.
And James Franco's like, wait, what?
He's like, wait, what? He's like, Eminem's gay. I gotta show this to my boss. She's a huge Eminem fan. And by that, I mean she, like, wants to marry him. But, it's funny. Lizzie Kaplan's in this. She plays the CIA agent.
She's really
funny. Funny, yeah. She was in Cloverfield.
She was also in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'll ask Casey about that. She would know about that. Was it really? She was in that.
Yeah, she was in Mean Girls.
Who was she?
She was...
Oh, she was like the goth chick. Yeah, holy shit. She looked completely different back then. She had longer hair.
Yeah, well, I forget what her name was in that movie. But
I forget, but yeah, she's in this.
Yeah, she's funny.
Really good move. You know, even like she shows up and she's like all sexy. Like that's the scene they put in all the trailers, you know, because you have to have sex appeal in the trailer to get people to watch it. But she's not like, she doesn't look like that the rest of the movie, but she's still pretty hot, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's late, so we're gonna get going. But final verdict is we didn't get bombed. I'm still here. I'm still alive. There are parts in this movie though where I was watching this and I'm just like, this is kind of like intense that we're watching this right now. I kind of feel like, you know, we're going to be accosted at the end of the theater. Like, someone's going to hold a gun to your head. Like, you never speak of what you just saw, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, Kim Jong-un is really young, so he could be the leader for another 30, 40 years or something until, like, we're older, you know? Like, he's only, like, 10 years older than we are. We're in our early 20s. He's like 30-something, early 30s. But yeah, I mean, obviously, he's going to see it at some point.
At the end here, there was like when he was reading the book, oh, by the way, yeah, the whole thing where everything he said came true, that was hilarious. I just want to point that out. There was a point where James Franco is like, he's in the CIA, and he's just like, oh, you guys, I'm going to wear a bulletproof vest, I'm going to shoot Kim Jong-un in the face, and I'm going to get out from Secret Tunnel, and we're going to get on a boat, SEAL Team 6, and we're going to escape the country. And Lizzie Kaplan just basically, that's retarded. You're not going to do that. And then that ends up happening. You could have seen that coming, foreshadowing, but it was funny to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's late, I'm tired, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, the scene at the end where he was reading his book, there was like the little thing next to it, and like at the press conference, and it said like the interview that changed the world. I'm like, this is gonna make way more people that didn't even give a shit about North Korea. I mean, everybody knows North Korea is effed up in some way. Like, they have to know about it a little bit. But this is gonna turn some heads because of all the publicity this movie got. There's gonna be so many people that theater was packed in there. It wasn't sold out. Last night, this is like the only theater in like the Tri-County area that's playing this movie. Last night it was sold out. This was like, there was like maybe like a handful of open seats in that theater. But otherwise, this thing was packed. Only movie playing here, and this place was full of people. People are going to be seeing this. People are going to be talking about this for a while.
When you say only movie, do you mean only showing of it?
No, I mean, okay, what's going on is, because, you know, this is a limited run, some people were talking on my fan page like they don't have this in their area. There is only one theater in this entire, like, Tri-County area that's playing this movie. It's this theater. And
only one theater in the region.
One theater in the region that we could find. There's a larger one that's like a widely known theater that's in another city, and that's not playing it at all. The one that's more well-known. This is more like an independent one. But anyway, they're doing 10:30 p.m. showings of this from Christmas Day until New Year's Day. And then after that, it's going to be like on a regular schedule, like, you know, like 3-4 showings a day, like a normal movie.
Like 4, 7, and 9 or whatever.
But for right now, as it stands, there's only going to be like, okay, the 25th, 26th, 27th. There's only going to be like 8 showings of this a day. I mean, 8 showings of this, you know, one a day until New Year's. So we got to see one. And I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'm happy about that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Yeah, it was good.
This Teching 101, Matthew Crawford signing out. My partner in crime, Christopher. Like the movie. Go see the interview if you can. If you can't go to a theater, there is way more than enough options to watch this.
Yeah.
YouTube. You can literally watch this over YouTube. It's $6 to rent it, $15 to buy it. It's worth the download in my opinion. And I don't usually say that, you know, but and there's way more illegally downloading sites if you wish to do that, although it's not permitted, and just fucking download it for free if you want. It's worth it, guys. But yeah, any final thoughts here? Or?
I laughed a lot.
Nope.
Like I said, it was intense. There was a couple parts where I was almost like, you know, cringing my fingers, like, what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen next?
Gonna happen now? Like, okay, well, spoiler, I mean, I heard, you know...
Sorry, spoilers, dude. Go ahead, go for it.
I heard, you know, Kim Jong-un, like, he does end up dying.
Yeah.
And, like, but I didn't know how it was gonna be. I don't know if he was going to get shot or whatever, and the way he dies, it's pretty cool.
They don't make it over the top. They don't make it, like, unbelievable. Like, James Franco doesn't actually take out a gun and just shoot him in the face. Like, bitch! You know, he's in a helicopter, and tank mortar hits the helicopter, and it's just... So he dies indirectly, and it's just, like, you see slow motion, like, the shrapnel, like, his body literally combusting, and for a brief, like, 2 milliseconds, you see his head get blown off his body, and then it's nothing but fire after that.
Yeah.
And then the country's, like, having its own democratic, like, election, like, a couple months later. Yeah. And that puppy, I love that puppy.
Yeah.
For the last act of this movie, like when the gunfire, tanks, shit being thrown at everybody, like explosions in the background.
There's a puppy.
James Franco's carrying this little tiny puppy. He's like a Cocker Spaniel, which I used to have a Cocker Spaniel, by the way, when I was a little kid. His name was Max, and this little Cocker Spaniel mixed breed or whatever he is, and then this dog is just adorable. Like there's that last scene where they're on the boat, and Seth Rogen and James Franco, like Seth Rogen's having his big long like final monologue about what they learned and everything, and all I'm focusing on is James Franco holding this little puppy, and they're all wrapped up in a blanket, just like, that's nice, Seth, that's nice, but we have a puppy here. I love that puppy. Yeah. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys.
Yep, it was
Teching signing out. Night.